Hello everybody, and thank you for coming to another story time. This was a super hot week here in the Driftless. Very high temperatures. It's still pretty hot outside right now. So our story today is going to be about some very special animals that take a snooze through the hottest part of summer, which is a little bit what I wished I could do last week. So our story today is called Summertime Sleepers. It was written by Melissa Stewart and illustrated by Sarah S. Brannan. It says animals that, and then hibernate is crossed out, and we call animals that sleep in the summertime, we call that estivation. So animals that estivate. Well, let's find out more. Yawn, stretch, blink. As warm weather spreads across the land, hibernating animals spring to life. But soon, another group of animals searches for shelter. They settle into cool, snug spots and sink into a summertime sleep called estivation. Do you think you know any animals that sleep during the summer or that estivate? Let's find out. Some insects snooze in groups. So this is the convergent lady beetle. It says, in hot, dry places, hundreds of ladybugs pile inside a curled up cluster of leaves. Their hidden home keeps them safe while they sleep through the summer. It says they're about 1/4 inch long. This is their actual size right here. And these ones are found in the Sandia Mountain Wilderness in New Mexico. But others rest all alone. This is the morning cloak butterfly. This is the actual size of it. This one, it says, is found in Marietta, Ohio. A morning cloak butterfly breaks out of its chrysalis in early summer. After guzzling tree sap for a few days, it slips into a crevice and nods off until the scent of fallen leaves fills the air. Shoop. We have those here. Some hard-shelled creatures climb up high for a nap. Says when the days grow long and hot, land snails cling to tree branches and seal their shells shut. Their heart rate's slow and they barely breathe as they wait for cooler days. Land snail, actual size. This one says it's found in the Hunt River, Lower Saxony in Germany. In the picture, it's drinking from a puddle of dew. While others doze underground. As the summer sun beats down, Christmas Island red crabs take their refuge at the bottom of their burrows. Deep below the forest floor, they hunker down and sack out. So, Christmas Island red crab, it says that this is 1/2 of its actual size, so bigger than this. They migrate to the ocean to mate and lay eggs, and these are found on Christmas Island National Park on Christmas Island, Australia. Some fish cozy up quickly. For part of the year, an African lungfish slithers and glides in a shallow, swampy pool. But when the water dries up, the fish burrows into the cool mud left behind. Slippery slime oozes out of its body, keeping the fish moist while it rests. African lungfish, this says it's up to 40 inches long, so this is 1/10 of its actual size. What it looks like when it's swimming in shallow water, and then when it tunnels into the mud as the swamp water dries up. It says this is found in the Timbuktu region of Mali. But others toss and turn before catching the mangrove killfish's watery home. the little fish jump across land, flipping head over tail until they find a hollow log. Crammed inside this dark, damp den, killfish wait for wetter days. If the dry spell lasts long enough, the little fish slip into a slumber until the rain returns. So this is the mangrove killfish. They're 1 to 2 inches long, so this is its actual size. And this is how it flips. It flips head over tail when it's going on land. And that's how they move across the land to get into the logs. And these are found in the Everglades National Park in Florida. Some amphibians rest inside another animal's home. As the days heat up, a California tiger salamander scouts out an empty rodent hole and falls asleep. The cool, comfy burrow is the perfect place to spend the summer. So California tiger salamanders are 7 to 8 inches long, so this is the actual size, what it looks like when it's estivating inside its burrow. And these are found in Solano County, California. While others drift off in a nest they've built themselves. During the heat of summer, a pixie frog digs a hole in the ground, wraps itself inside a cocoon, and takes a good, long break. When the rainy season returns, the frog rips off its wrapper, eats it, and then scrambles to the surface. Pixie frogs, 4 to 8 inches long. This says it's ripping off its cocoon, removing it, and eating it. And this is about 1/2 of the actual size. They live in the Central Kalahari Game Reserve in Botswana, Africa. Some reptiles go on long journeys before they relax and repose. In spring, a spotted turtle travels to a vernal pool to gorge on amphibian eggs and tadpoles. So vernal means spring. But when the part-time pool dries up, the turtle has trouble finding food. It migrates to higher ground, burrows into the forest leaf litter, and conks out all summer long. It says they're only 3.5 to 4.5 inches, so this is its actual size. And this one is found on the Oak Knoll Wildlife Sanctuary in Attleboro, Massachusetts. But others stay at home to snooze. For most of the year, a leopard gecko hunts at night and sleeps the days away inside a cozy den. But at the height of summer, the little lizard retreats into its den for days or weeks at a time. As the gecko rests, it gets all the energy it needs from the fat stored in its tail. So they can be 7.5 to 11 inches. This is an actual size. And these are found in the Karunjar Mountains of Pakistan. Cool. Some mammals drowse for a few days at a time. A desert hedgehog doesn't mind the heat, but it has trouble finding food on the hottest days of the year. To save energy, the tiny, spiny critter curls up in a shady spot and takes a timeout during the heat waves. Desert hedgehog is 5.5 to 9 inches long, so this is 1/2 its actual size. And it curls up to protect itself from an enemy while it snoozes. These are found in Saudi Arabia. While others sleep for weeks and weeks. At the first hint of summer, a yellow-bellied marmot heads underground for some serious shut-eye. It slumbers through the hot, dry days until the grass it eats turns lush and green. Yellow-bellied marmot, 20 to 28 inches, so this is 1/6 the actual size. And this is it eating fresh grass, so it's sleeping until that fresh green grass comes. And these are found in Bighorn National Forest in Wyoming. When autumn arrives, estivating animals wake up and enjoy the crisp, cool days. So winter is my favorite season. So if I had to hibernate or estivate, I would definitely choose to estivate and sleep through summer and wake up when it starts getting nice and cold again. Meanwhile, another group of animals searches for shelter. They nestle into warm, snug spots for a long winter's rest, called hibernation. Yawn, stretch, sleep. Shh. More about animals that estivate. So I won't read all this, but I'll give you a nice view. And if you want to read it, you could hit pause and read here. And here. And here. But I will read this part. It says estivation versus hibernation. You've probably heard of hibernation. It's when animals rest or sleep during winter. Estivation, sometimes spelled with an A at the beginning, is just like hibernation, only it happens in summer. Some animals estivate because it's too hot for their bodies to function. That's how I feel. Others take a break because food is in short supply. Scientists have known about hibernation for a long, long time, but they're more recently finding out about summertime estivation. So you can learn right along with researchers who dedicate their lives to understanding our world. How can you get started? By reading the resources below. Then be on the lookout for news about estivating animals in magazines like Science World, Science News for Students, and Time for Kids. So it has some other resources here if you wanted to check out any of those. More in the back here. So maybe do your own research about what animals maybe estivate in your region. I did not know that our morning cloak butterflies estivated through the summer. These ones. So I see them all the time in the spring. It said they drink a bunch of tree sap and then they estivate until the fall. I thought those were different generations of morning cloaks, so that's super cool to find out. So what else can we find out about estivating animals around where we live? Or maybe you just want to know about estivating animals in the United States. Maybe if you're headed out west this summer to one of our big national parks, maybe you could find out what animals estivate there. Or maybe you want to know about them in other parts of the world. So, pretty cool. Animals that sleep through summer. Check out those resources. You can pause the video on the resources that were in the back of the book. And we'll see you again soon for another story time. Bye-bye.